So here I'm back again. It's been moments for you. It's been about 10 minutes for me, but then there are 30 tags in this kit and I cut them all out by hand with the scissors. So I thought, I haven't looked at the back of these. I thought we'll look at them together. So we'll look through them and then I'll decorate one up. So that's fronts, backs. See, it just gives you something really interesting for the back of them. Now you could put a tab on the top. You could put a hole into it, you could put a grommet in, you could put ribbon through. Ooh, love that one there. But I like the surprise of not knowing what's going to be on the back of it. But by keeping it all pale, it means you can write on it. I love that there, that's gorgeous. There you go. Again, see, this one could be written this way, not a problem. Write that way if you want, not a problem. So, because you've got the image has got all of the detail in it, you're not going to add more bulk to it, or not much more bulk, just by doing the backgrounds this way anyway. But if you can imagine if this was a tag where you had collaged the front, you had added lace to it, and then you did this on the back, you'd end up with a bit more bulk. So that's why I like using these tags. I like that one too. So let's speed up because we'll see some of them as we go along. Okay. Now, as I said, you could sew around these quite easily. If you don't have a sewing machine, there is one of the kits, as I said, that's already got the sewing done on it. I know that there are rubber stamps out there that do stitching as well. I haven't got any, or have I? Can't remember. I might have one somewhere in my stash. Oh, that's pretty. There you go. But all of it can be written upon. It also means that if you've got a tag like this, you could actually use it as a flip, and then you know the back is actually as pretty as the front. Oh, that's lovely. Love that one. There you go. And the last one. Right, let's look at doing some stuff with these then, shall we? Now, I did pull over a couple of little things that I went through. I got some small labels that I got. It's a digital by Tracy Fox, so we might use those. Love those. I like Mackie stamps, so whenever I've got little scraps of paper, I tend to stamp with a Mackie stamp, so it means I've got stuff there. And I've got a mixture of book pages and some stickers and stamps and tweezers because I'm a bit fat fingered, so I just want to make sure that I can pick them all up. So let's get going, shall we? Now let's just pick at random one of these. Right, here we go. Something that really brings these to life is actually distressing. So I'm using Tim Holtz's vintage photo here, just really quickly around the edges, and you'll find that that just deepens the coffee dyeing and brings all of the other detail out. I also like to do around the back as well, just because it gives a really nice effect on it all. So, I don't like to go overboard and do too much colour on them, but I do like a little bit of colour on them. Let's put that to one side. So what should we do first? Let's have a look. Let's see. Okay, we've got some birds. Right, so we're looking at speed here, guys. So there you go. Luckily enough, I pulled the edge of this. I have a real problem getting the backs off labels, so I tend to do a little bit of a starter corner when I'm in the mood for it. So let's take that little bird, pop you down there. Now I wanted something that I could see through the gaps, because obviously you've got all of this beautiful detail already on there. I don't want to cover it all up. Should we put a label with this? Have I got a label that's got nothing written on it? Or have I got a label I just want to put on here? Let's pull those in so you can see what I'm looking through. Yeah, I love this. I think it's called Field Notes, this one. I'm sure this one's called Field Notes. Actually, that might work for me. Let's see whether that's too big for what I'm looking for. Actually, I don't mind that. Right, once again, I'm going to just come around the edges with that, just so it ties it all in. I like the theme of this. I could have printed those onto label paper, but I didn't. I just printed them onto regular, again, presentation paper for me, because it's got a nice whiteness to it. So if I come in here and I just slot that in there, there you go. So there we go, one tag done. Lovely. all nice and finished. Let's put that to one side. Let's pull another one in, shall we? Let's have a look at, of another big one. Right, okay, what have we got here? Let's have a think. Right, let's take some book page. I'm going to take just a bit of book page. I don't want the straight edge on the top, so I'm going to do that. I don't mind the straight edge, or do I? I might mind the straight edge. Let's take this down a bit. Hopefully I'm in shot, guys. I'm sat down, and I don't normally sit down to do videos, so I'm hoping that I'm in shot. If not, this whole video will have been wasted. So I'll do a bit of almost a flip through at the end, just so we can see it a bit better. So done that. Let's put this butterfly in there. As I said, I'm notorious for not being able to get the fronts or back. Oh, that was a bit of luck. Let's get rid of that bit because it'll end up stuck somewhere else. There you go, that's that down. Now, a nice trick that you can use with this is, if it's on a book page, if you take your vintage photo and just gently rub over the piece of the label that's actually not label, piece of the sticker that's over the paper, it'll almost take away that plasticky looking edge you sometimes get. Right, so we've got a sample here. Let's have a look at here. What colours in there's oranges. So let's have another look at one of these labels, which I quite like that one. And let's take that one as well. Right, as I said, I do like to just tickle up the edges, as Gayle Agostinelli would say, shoddy cutting. So that just means that I cover up all the edges. So I'm just going to take that, again using my glue stick. I'm going to put that one, I think, down the side of there. And let's take the round one. I'll just pop that in there. There you go. Now I could put a little topper on top of that. I could put a hole, I could put a reinforcer. But again, another quick tag already done. Right, let's have a look at some of the smaller ones this time. Right, first of all, hopefully I'm not boring you. I'm just going to go around the edges and get some vintage photo on here. Now, I don't always distress ink with vintage photo. Sometimes I'll distress ink with actually a colour. Say I'm doing a nautical journal, I may use blue, or I may use like almost a sea green colour. It depends on what I want. And I don't always distress ink either. Sometimes I just keep it absolutely as it is, nothing else on it. So I did pull out a couple of other things in here I liked. Yes, so then we'll do those. Let's use, I've got a couple of tickets in here as well. Let's do a couple of those. So I'm just going to come in. Now with the stamps, I'm just going to catch the edges just to give them a little bit of character. As I said, I don't want to go too overboard with distressing, or they look too grungy then. And these are just a couple of tickets, a couple of tokens. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a pair. Even though the tags are not identical, I could actually make them book-wise. They could be either side. So just pop one of those on. I think I need a new glue page. I'm beginning to stick. So I just put that one on there. Let's turn that book page over. And this one on here. So they're just mirroring each other. Let's take the stamp. I like a bit of a jaunty angle. There you go. I don't mind that that's sticking over the side just fractionally. It's not going to be a problem in the bigger picture. I'll pop that one in there. There you go. So just all on its own, they're already done and dusted. Do we want to add a label to these? We may actually want to. I quite like that little one there. Let's just do a little bit of glue on the back of that. Layer that up there. It'd be good if it was straight Griffiths. Let's find another one that I like. Absolutely love these little labels. Tracy, genius you are. So let's stick that one down with there. Sorry if my head's popped into shot. So there you go, just a couple of little layered tags. So they get, again, I could put ribbon on the top, I could put a little hole on the top, so that's those two. We'll do a bit of a review of these in the end, guys. All right, let's pull out another couple of these. Let's do that one and that one. So again, sorry, I know you've seen this plenty of times now, but I'm just going to put that to one side. Just going to do vintage photo around the edge. Just as I said, give it a bit of character, give it a little more aging. Now, there are other tag background kits in my shop that are not coffee dyed and they're not laced. I've got ones that are very, very colourful. I've done them with my jelly printing. I've got other ones that are collaged, slightly different than this. I've got ones that have got colour as well, but I just thought for the sake of this video, I wanted to keep with coffee dyed, lace, music, that sort of thing. Okay, just know that there are other varieties out there. I will put the links in the description box, as I said, to the products I've talked about in here, but I won't do it for all of them. Right, let's have a little look what else we can do here. So I'm not keen on the yellow tickets, put the yellow tickets out the way. Let's put that there. Right, let's do some of the tickets again. Let's ticket. I don't mind a couple of tickets actually. Might want a little bit of book page, so let's take that bit out of there. So just a couple of random strips of book page, just to add another layer of interest, to be honest, just to add a little bit of character. I could come in and I could coffee dye, not coffee dyes, I could take this and do the edges of this, but I don't tend to do that very often. I just like it as it is, but if I don't want to now to do something on the other, don't I? So there you go. I also like to work in pairs, and I do that because if I work in pairs, it means I'm doing two tags at the same time. I like to actually work very quickly. I like to make sure that I've got quite a lot of things done as I go along. Just the way I am, really. I think it's just my nature, to be honest. I've always been someone who works quickly. So there you go, that's those two. I'm going to pop on a couple of the tickets. I like tickets at a jaunty angle. Let's just do something different with that one and this one. Just the same elements, just in different positions. Right. And here you go. Let's do another one there because I know I've got an element over the top. Now, I actually did pick out a pair of stamps. I didn't realise I had a pair of stamps, but apparently these are a pair of stamps. So I'm just going to come in and just put a little bit on there. I do use postage stamps quite a lot because in my mind they're just little pieces of already done art, and they're just something that is easily an element that will finish off any piece of work you've done. I would also say whenever you receive mail, if you do receive snail mail nowadays, don't forget there's a stamp on it, guys. I know that sounds obvious to everyone, but a lot of us just open the envelope and throw the envelope away and don't realise it's a stamp. It's more ephemera. Grab it, use it. There you go. Let's put those two in. Now, I want a definite label on these. Let's pull this one in. Let's see, what does that say? Is that just a description one? Yeah, let's use that description one. And, oh, actually, there's a really nice brown one there. So, I like the brown one. Let's keep the brown one out. Now, I'm thinking brown. I need to think all brown. So, let's take that one there. So, there you go. A little bit more, just to tickle up of the distress. Tickle up of the distress. Come in here if I got a clean glue page. Yes, I do. Right. So this tag can go there. Loving that. And this one, for me, obviously sits at the bottom. Over there, I want it balanced down here. Everyone has their own way of thinking, guys, about which order and which way things should lay. So just be aware that these are just my personal choice of how I like to style things. Right, let's grab the one with the flowers on it. and I did pull out a couple of flowered stickers just to see what I liked. That's a bit too delicate for this. All right, let's put that on. I'm going to choose this one. Again, if I can get the edge off this. If not, we may be going on to another idea. Does anyone else have trouble with these? I'm sure you all do. I know I definitely do. There you go. Now, if anyone wants to know where I get my stamps or get my stickers from, it's all on Etsy, and I would say just go in and just put in a description, washi stickers or labels or something like that. Just do one of those. You will have so many come up. You'll be spoilt for choice. So I'm going to put another label on here. I think a label just finishes it. Oh, that there. Or shall I think up there? There you go. Right, let's put that to one. As I said, I'll do a bit of a flip through afterwards. Right, so I've neglected my Mackie stamps. I love a Mackie stamp. So let's see, what have I got in here? Just a variety of, as you can see, anytime I get any little offcuts, I will just stamp something onto them. How big is this? Let me have a look. I feel that was a bit too big, isn't it? Dragonfly. Let's put a dragonfly on. I love dragonflies. Dragonflies for me they've been very important in my life. They do say that dragonflies signify a change because they're actually born in water and then they crawl out of the water once they reach a certain maturity and then they fly. So I don't know whether it's China or Japan. They're very, very symbolic. There are cultures out there that believe dragonflies are actually spirit messengers. I've just found whenever I'm going through a time where I need a decision made or I need just a sign of some sort, dragonfly will always show up. Now, it doesn't have to be a real dragonfly. Sometimes I'll see something in a shop window that's got a dragonfly on it, or one time I actually went for a job interview and the person interviewing me actually had a dragonfly brooch on, and at that point I went, I've got this job, I know I've got it, and I relaxed all about it. So let's put you down by there. See what else I want on this one. It looks like it's lacking something. Let's see what Tracy's got in here. So a little bit one of those. Let's do some of the layered stuff. I do like layering up tags, tabs, labels. I can't speak today. Have you noticed that, guys? Let's do a couple of those, see how I go on with those. So, and also I tend not to be someone who auditions things up to my work, so I don't lay things out then glue them down. I just glue them down. As I said earlier on in the video, I'm OCD, so I find that if I do audition them, I will spend so much time trying to work out what goes where. I end up doing nothing. So at least this way, I tend to work quite quickly. Let's straighten that up a bit, Griffiths. I work quite quickly, and in working quickly, I achieve more. Let's drop the glue, Griffiths. There you go. So that's the last of those done. So let's have a quick review of what we've done. Let's just grab all of the tags. Let me stand up again. And hopefully all of that has been done in shot, because I will be heartbroken if I spent that time and it hasn't. So again, the kit we're using is Collage Tag Background Kit number 3. It does make 30 tags, guys. So these are just a few that I've thrown together here. So we'll take a little, let's do the front and the back. So that's front and the back. Front, just a sticker and a label, guys, and that's all it took. A couple of tickets and a postage stamp. Again, that was the mirrored version of it. Oops, I've got 2 stuck to the back. There you go. A couple of mushroom ones. I love mushrooms, I love fungus. There you go. Or fungi, should I say. I always say that wrong. There you go. Just some really quick elements. So just in that period of time, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tags. So Right, I think that's enough from me, guys. Until next time, as I said, I will put all of the links down in the box down there. I will try and link one link to Gayle Agostinelli's channel, just so you see her doing collage. I'll try and find the Roxy Creations one where she did collage work on the back of some of the printed tags that she had. I will also put the links to my Etsy products that I showed in this video. So these again are my social media links. Please feel free to use them. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe. I'll try and do more. I'm trying to do weekly videos, but that depends on what my schedule is like, but I'm doing my best to try them. That's goodbye from me. That's Ceri the Crafter, C-E-R-I the Crafter. See you next time. Bye-bye now.